joining us and the Old Grumpy Radio team for this week's episode of Grow Your Mind and Money. And tonight we are interviewing Chris Swindler, the event master. Now, Chris has experienced the other side of the mountain, the valley, and the mountaintop, and has used those challenges to empower himself and others to fulfill their dreams. Now, Chris's work has touched the lives of many people everywhere. He uses his talents and expertise in event production to make a difference and exceed all expectations. Chris is a champion for humanity. And it is time for a bit of spoken word to kick off the show. Looks like Shawnee is stuck in traffic, but look out for her later. Right now, we are going to go to Mr. Ronnie B. Think and then act.
All right. Well, Shawnee, as usual, made sure that she had a track for us. And so let's check out this little track from Shawnee the Poet.
Hey, I got your back, right? Over the years, I realized I wanted to love you forever. And as time passed by, you remain my lifeline. So tonight I promise you my life. You my husband, I your wife. Baby, no more lost time. I want to love you forever. And I stand at Destiny's gate waiting to say I do to my soulmate. I knew that as long as it took, I'd wait. But that wait is almost over. And I promise to be all that I am because you are all that I need. I want you to know that when I'm with you, my soul sings, my mind is at peace. When you're away, my heart just grieves. You are everything that I am not. So if you didn't know, allow me to tell you right now that you complete me. And I want to grow old with you. When you're hurt, I want to console you. Be the one to always hold you because you are the sunshine that quietly brightens my day. You are the moonlight that puts me to sleep so restfully at night. Together we can handle any battle. You know that I'm right. See, you've made all the difference in my life. And I finally realized that I don't want to live my life without you. Forever is a long time. I see visions of our grandchildren smile, everlasting in our kiss, and our hugs tell me that this is it. So when we say I do, I know that this was meant. I can't give you the world, but I promise to move heaven and earth to put you first because you are more than worthy. You are the roots to my tree. You are all that I need, and I want to love you forever. If you'll just let me and say I do.
All right, that was Shawnee the Poet. And I got to get at a couple of snaps, and a toe tap. Wow. Well, I do have a money-making thought, as Quiet Storm mentioned earlier. Think and then act. Think your actions through, but don't think them away. Carefully consider what you do, but don't let consideration take the place of action. It is powerful to think about what you're doing. For that power to be meaningful, you must actually do. You're too good, too worthy to merely imagine and fantasize about living a great life. Give substance to your dreams by giving real, sustained action to your thoughts. You're too capable and resourceful to allow your time to be wasted on fruitless speculation. Put your skills to work by putting your intentions into action. Think and then act. Strategize and then implement that strategy. Action without thought is reckless, and thought with no action is wasted. Merge the power of thought with the power of action and do the great things you were born to do. What I've learned about myself and growing my mind when it comes to the thing, think, then act, and the action I will take, what I've learned about myself from the thing, think, then act, there's an old saying, study long, you study wrong. And I've learned that if you spend too much time studying a subject as opposed to getting out there and practicalizing what you learned, it's a waste of time, and you'll spin your wheels. So the action I will take is to think and then get in action and come back, and I can evaluate and I can make corrections. But get off my horse and act. Now, we do have a special interview with a dear friend of mine I've known for a few years, an awesome man. We have Chris Swindler, the event master. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it, Ronnie. Glad to be here.
Okay, now in the first part of the show, we'll learn about and Chris, I'm really, really honored to have you here. And Chris has a great spirit. I just love the man. And in the first part of the show, we'll learn about a challenge Chris faced in having his dreams fulfilled, a challenge that knocked the wind out of his sails. Somehow, some way, he kept going and used that challenge to give him strength that has made him successful in every area he chooses to focus his time and energy. In part 2 of the show, Nikhil will continue to interview and look at some of the challenges Chris faces in having his career and vision for humanity fulfilled. We'll learn about the aha moment that launched his professional career. In the finale, Chris will share a couple of practices that will make a difference in reaching your goals for wealth and prosperity with Quiet Storm. Now, Chris will also share the future of his career and upcoming projects. Again, thank you for Chris, for being on the show tonight. And how about we just dive right into it?
Sure, let's go.
All right. Now, Chris, what we're asking in this part of the show is for you to please share an incident or a time in your life that knocked the wind out of your sails. When the going got even rougher and you felt like you were lost, we ask you please be as specific as possible so we can truly appreciate what you experienced.
Got it, Ronnie. Well, this is not an easy one to even talk about, really, because frankly, I did a bad thing. Once, several decades ago, I committed a crime, a felony. It isn't even a felony now, but I was guilty, and I won't elaborate on anything about that, but I'm just as guilty no matter what. And I lost my job. I jeopardized my family's well-being. I actually set my career back for at least 5 years or more. Probably would have been forever if I hadn't been undaunted. And I felt terrible. I was just completely ashamed, crushed, defeated, and it was like nothing I'd ever experienced in my life. And really, what it was up.
Now, Chris, did you go? Now, you said you were convicted of a felony.
Yep, I was.
Did you go to jail?
I'm still a convicted felon, and I deal with it every time I ever look for a job. I have to face this, even though it's been nearly 40 years. So.
Now, just so I can just kind of get the picture of the, without having to know the but did you have to go to jail?
No, it was a pretty minor felony, actually, and in the realm of crime. It was, I don't mean to make light of it because it's still a crime, right? It's still just as bad, and when you go to an employer, it's still just as bad no matter what. It was a very minor theft, but just over the felony limit, and I did probation. The scary part was I had almost completed my probation and was going to get off with a deferred adjudication, no felony record, and about a month before I was to get off probation, they decided to drug test me. And guess what? I didn't pass that test. He was just a marijuana smoker, never even considered that might cause a problem. How stupid was that? But it did, and of course, then the judge decided, since I was an upstanding citizen and businessman and everything, that he would throw the book at me, and they literally sentenced me to 10 years in prison. And as they were literally dragging me out of the courtroom, my feet were dragging. I was crying. He stopped and brought me back and said, well, against his better judgment, he was going to give me 10 years of hard probation. I'd have a felony record. And they were going to assign me to the toughest probation officer in Travis County that they could find, and et cetera, et cetera. You can imagine I wasn't real happy about that, but I was actually a lot happier than I could have been if they brought me through that door and on into jail.
Mm-mm. Now, during the time that you were dealing with everything that was going around, that was happening around that, did you find yourself blaming other people, the circumstances, or yourself, or some kind of combination?
Ronnie, who didn't I blame? I blame everybody, all the above. And, but especially I blamed the judge, I blamed the system, I blamed, I blamed my kids.
You blamed your kids?
I blamed my kids. The theft was done for Christmas gifts for them when I was a little too broke. And, it was a stupid thing, and I did it, and, but even so, I blamed everyone. And it was horrible, and I blamed myself, of course, too. It was a pretty desperate time.
Wow.
About as far low as I can possibly imagine going.
I got it. And, well, I'm just sitting here, and I'm just going that you, and I can get it, that you blame your kids, God. Mm-mm.
My ex-wife, everyone, the judge, the legal system, the whole setup was, to me, it was like blame, blame, blame. And, and I'm sure I shouldered plenty of blame myself because I felt like I'd done a really stupid thing for no particular reason other than I was just a little shy of money. And it's pretty stupid. At some point, though, I finally came to it didn't come too quickly, but I finally came to realize that blaming everybody was useless and non-productive, including blaming myself.
Can you say a little bit more about that when you stopped caring about who or what to blame?
At that time, one of the things that the judge actually mandated was that I go through drug and alcohol therapy, which I thought was useless as I wasn't an alcoholic or a drug addict. I was just a light pot smoker, everyday drinker, regular stuff, right? Well, of course, the great thing about that, and I wrote a letter to this judge many years later thanking him for this. I don't know if he ever read it, but, I thank him for being so harsh, because what it did was sometime during that first 12 weeks of treatment that they sent me to, which I had to pay for, by the way, I really got that, blaming anyone or caring about who was at fault and why I did whatever I did and what led up to this didn't make any difference whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And the judge, actually, I wrote a song about him, and I called him my Eskimo because he's there's a story in AA about, or NA too, about a guy who's lost out in the snow and in Alaska when his dogs desert him, and he's out there and he's praying and nothing seems to happen, and then all of a sudden some Eskimo comes up and taps him on the shoulder and says, "Hey, come on, let me get you back to civilization," and takes him back and out of the storm and everything, and he later meets up with some guy in the bar, and the guy is telling the story about it, and he said, "Yeah, but there's no God. If there was a God, you know, he would have come to me out there in the snow." And the guy looks at him and said, "What about that Eskimo?" So I consider that judge my Eskimo.
Mm.
And it made a huge difference. What happened, right, is I kind of started a path of looking inward and seeing where my actions or choices had led to the circumstances that were creating my life. The empowering thing about that, I mean, it was kind of debilitating at first. That was the bad news. The good news was that I got to have a choice, a say-so in how my life was going to go. Because obviously I had had a say-so up to then. I just didn't think I did, you know. That's, you know, that's all about that. The thing you were talking about earlier about think and then act, that was more acting and then thinking about it later going, whoops. I didn't think prior to my actions. And one of the things I just, you know, really got out of what you were saying is that you really do have to think about it and then act on what you've been thinking about instead of just thinking about it after the fact and wondering what happened and why. I mean, that's good too. You need a little reflection, but you also got to, you know, get in action and say, well, what am I going to do about that? You know what I mean?
I'm with you. Wow. And the only thing I just like to just add from just what I've heard, because you know, I love what you shared. It's just really been touching, and it's been a blessing, and just authentic. And what I see for myself is, even when I think I'm not choosing, I'm choosing. Because I have to make a choice to not choose. And I'm just getting the results of that as a default when I could be, when I can choose the results, which gives me the choice of having the results I end up manifesting. So like I said, yeah, really powerful what you shared. And we will hear more from Chris.
I did all that bad stuff like that. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, when I was going through the kind of period of my life that led up to that action, I wasn't like being intentional in my life. I wasn't really thinking about how I wanted it to go. I was just living it willy-nilly, and then that circumstance arose, and so this was an easy out, so I did that instead of really thinking it through. Had I been intentional, which is what I get about your think then act concept, is, you know, be aware of what it is you're thinking about. Your thoughts have power, just like your actions have power and your intentions have power. But you got, whatever you think about, you have to develop a plan and make that go, put it into action and make it happen. And then you won't fall into these traps like what I fell into there. It was like, oh my God, here's a bad circumstance. Well, I'll do this and make a bad choice. A really bad choice has affected me. A $235 credit card charge has affected me for 40 years. You know, it's nuts.
Wow. Mm-mm.
But
Now, wow. Well, Chris, we will hear more from Chris later in the show. It's time for a prosperous spirit with Miss Cookie.
Thank you, Ronnie B. Wisdom. Christ within is my guiding light, and it directs me in all that I think and do. Recognizing Christ within is recognizing one identity with God. The recognition causes one to contact the light of God and to be guided by its wisdom in all that they undertake. Your decisions are always good when they are made through Christ's understanding. Never think or say that you do not know anything. To deny that you know anything is to deny your Christhood and the power of the Christ light. Within you is that which is more than capable of leading and directing you in every experience that may come to you. Nakia, take us to break.
Stay tuned for The Kitchen with Miss Cookie and Quiet Storm, featuring music from Chris, the event master, on the corner.
Oh, how special. Oh, beautiful, just beautiful. Oh, how adorable is that?
Edible Arrangements has a fresh fruit bouquet to make any occasion special. Our bouquets are made with fresh premium fruit, arranged in a variety of stunning displays. Make every occasion special with Edible Arrangements. Guys, the baby's over here.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay, yes. And don't even think about touching my edible arrangement.
For pickup or delivery nationwide, call 877-DO-FRUIT, 877-DO-FRUIT, or go to ediblearrangement.com. That's ediblearrangement.com. Yeah.
Oh, my. What a nice looking baby you got there.
Make all your special moments. Moments with Edible Arrangements.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Okay, something smells great. I think it's something, a dish Miss Cookie is flipping up in the kitchen. Miss Cookie, what you got going on over there?
Wow. Welcome to the kitchen. We have a great recipe to feed those hearty appetites that have been working diligently on growing their minds and money. Tonight we have a guest recipe, and it is called banana cocoa muffins. It serves 9 people. Get those pens and paper handy. Here comes your ingredients. 2 ripe bananas mashed, 1/4 cup honey, 3 eggs, 1/2 cup of coconut oil melted, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/4 cup of almond butter, 1/2 cup of coconut flour, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/8 cup of cocoa nibs. Ready for your preparation. Preheat the oven to 350. In a mixing bowl, mash the bananas until smooth. Then add your eggs, honey, coconut oil, vanilla, and almond butter and mix thoroughly. Add the coconut flour and cinnamon. Mix real well. Let the batter sit for 5 to 10 minutes. And I found out when the coconut flour sits for a few minutes, It absorbs the liquid really, really well, and the muffins turn out just right. And add in baking soda and coconut bits. Mix until baking soda is mixed through. Fill muffin tins all the way. This makes 9 muffins. Like I said before, you don't need muffin wrappers for these. The muffin slides right out of the tray. Bake them for 25 minutes until a toothpick insert in the center comes out clean. Remember, muffins from the muffin man are tipped on their side and let cool. Enjoy. They are yummy, yummy, yummy. Thanks, Mystery Man, for the recipe for tonight. And now it is time for the Korner with Quiet Storm. Let's give her a smooch and a rose.
Thank you so much, Miss Cookie. Wow, that sounded unbelievably delicious. I had to exclaim a couple of times. But moving right along. Tonight, we are featuring music from Jay Pasley out of Deland, Florida, with his album Real Talk. As you know, we do ask the team to vote whether the track should get a smooch and a rose or if it needs more fertilizing. Now, the name of our first track is Don't Judge Me. Let's hear it.
Until you walk around in my shoes, and I talk to the hood one time, just one time. Can I talk to the hood one time, the hood one time? Till you hold it down, I got the way I do. Till you see the pain that I'm seeing. Till you cry the tears that I've cried. And don't judge me, don't judge me, don't judge me. Don't judge me, don't judge me, don't judge me. Have you ever got paid on Friday? Turn around and you broke on Monday. Have you ever felt like if it wasn't for bad luck, then you wouldn't even have no luck at all? Have you ever been one step away from hitting that block like every day? Have you ever had people scandalize your name and try to throw salt in the game? So you walk around in my shoes, till you hold it down like I way I do. Till you see the pain that I'm seeing, till you cry the tears that I've cried. And don't judge me, don't judge me, don't judge me. Don't judge me, don't judge me, don't judge me. Have you ever had a child on the way from somebody that you really don't know? Started out stepping in the name of love. Should've left her ass up in the club. It's 10 months later and she said that the child is mine. And I really don't know cause I went in blind. Now I'm down here taking this test, praying to the Lord that he get me up out this mess. Until you walk around in my shoes, till you hold it down like I way I do. Till you see the pain that I'm seeing, till you cry the tears that I've cried. And don't judge me, don't judge me, don't judge me. Don't judge me, don't judge me, don't judge me. Have you ever just cried a bucket of tears when you look back over the years? See, me and my dog, we was 15 days apart, and when he died, it just broke my heart. Now I'm sitting here on this track, wishing I can bring my homie back. And even though I got a lifetime of memories, I still wish my dog was here with me in my shoes. Till you hold it down like I way I do. Till you see the pain that I'm seeing. Till you cry the tears that I've cried. And don't judge me, don't judge me, don't judge me. Don't judge me, don't judge me, don't judge me. Until you walk a mile in my shoes, till you hold it down like I do, Till you see the pain that I've seen, till you cry the tears that I've cried, then don't judge me. Until you walk a mile in my shoes.
Well, that was Don't Judge Me. Well, let's go right to the panel. And panel, what do you think of that? Starting with Miss Cookie.
Well, I won't hesitate, and I won't put him through misery while I judge him, and I'm going to give him a couple of loads of fertilizer. I'm not going to waste around with it. Just go on, dump it on him.
Okay. I can see the truck already packed up and in process. Well, that's what Miss Cookie says. And Lady Nakia is next.
Wow, Miss Cookie, always on fire. I like that thing, and I was enjoying it. Don't judge me. And he talks about, hooking up with the girl in the club. Having a baby, you don't even know the girl. So I was like, wow, he's talking about some real stuff. So I'm going to give that a rose. Man, Miss Cookie, okay. Love you.
Didn't do nothing for me.
Didn't do anything.
Got what he deserved.
We didn't why.
We shouldn't go in blind, that's all.
Always carry a flashlight.
You got that right.
Well. Voice of reason.
Well, I found no reason at all, and I'm gonna double up on and double down on Miss Cookie's fertilizer and keep dumping.
The truck is backed up. All right. Well, we definitely want to know what our very, very, very smooth guest thinks about all of that. What do you think?
Actually, and I hate to, and I don't know, maybe you got a tiebreaker here, but I'm thinking with Quiet Storm, I thought he was kind of smooth and he was honest, he's authentic, and at first I wouldn't get in the groove, but I kind of did eventually. Although, quite frankly, I can appreciate Miss Cookie's opinion about, he did get himself into that mess. But then again, I also appreciate the emotion or the thought about don't judge me, So, I'm kind of vacillating, but I think I'm going to give him just a little smooch and a few rose petals.
A few petals from the rose. And that was Nakia who said she thought it was a bit smooth. She thought it was smooth.
Oh, okay. I thought it was you. I'm sorry. It's late.
Well, that is quite all right, but I wanted her to get credit. Ronnie B.
Well, I thought the boy could sing, and he mixed the music well. I thought nice little tempo and groove it, and but I could tell them about some folks I know. They didn't have to wait till Monday to be broke. They didn't have to wait till no Monday. I'm giving it a smooch and a rose. I'm going Miss Cookie right. In the voice of reason. Whoo, it's a rough night tonight, y'all.
Yes, indeed. Don't judge me. Well, you all heard it. And, yes, he probably needs more fertilizing. On to our next track, which is I Got Your Back, featuring Vizo and Kimberly Green. Hit it.
Hey, you know I got your back, right?
Nah, I got your back.
When you feeling down in a little bit blue, I
Everything will be fine, everything's great. Don't cry, dry your eyes, it'll be okay. If you can read between the lines, see your mistake. I always hold you down through the night and day. Baby, we can spend time, we can get away. Light a candle, wind it down by the fireplace. See, everything takes time, look for better days. Ever since I met you, my girl, I've been amazed. Baby, don't be surprised, you just have faith. And when you ain't got time and the bill's late, just look at me and you'll find that I will say I love you every time that I will say.
Down in a little bit of blue, I got your back, I got your back. You feeling like you can't make it through, I got your back, I got your back.
That was I Got Your Back. And let's go right to our panel, see if they're getting a smooch and a rose or a bit of fertilizer. And we'd like to hear from Empress of Faith, Nakia.
You know, I love you. I thought that was okay. You could have had a little more fluid or something. There was something missing. So, you know, I mean, I got your back, but that was about as much as I got. So, I'm going to give it some fertilizer. I didn't really, that one didn't really do anything for me. So.
Alrighty. Okay, well, we have our first layer, and let us go to Miss Cookie. Miss Cookie, please, stay it on the line.
We won't elaborate. Just keep on pouring on the fertilizer. It had a lot of stuff missing, I tell you. The first one was bad enough, and then here she come, getting my back and all. So scared, moving right along.
All right.
That's too much.
Voice of
got my back.
Hey, there's no reason for me to even pretend. I was just follow up as a third shift and just keep coming. I'm back. I got your back, neck, back. What? It just did not come close.
I was hoping that maybe somebody had my back scratcher right now, because, you know. Everybody got my back. My back scratcher. But, yeah, it did like a little death, didn't it, Ronnie?
Did like a little death.
In 1990, this would have probably been a big hit. But, it won't. I don't know.
I don't think so. It's only hit on the head.
Well, we just got an automatic, from our guest who was right in line with everyone else.
Unanimous.
They just leaped. But we do have Ronnie B. Ronnie B, what do you say?
Obviously, you do not appreciate
you got that right.
The work that was done to, kind of do a retro 70 type of track, which I can get the challenge of it, because audiences have gotten a little more sophisticated. But I'm going to give the track a smooch and a pedal.
You're so sweet, Ronnie.
I'm going to give it a smooch and a pedal.
Well, it's got plenty of room to grow. Those
was dropped on his head.
But I see what you say, Ronnie. There is some talent involved there. And it is no mean feat.
Where is it?
To actually create that, right?
Where is
but
it?
Then again, well, I mean, they have good voices. They're fairly committed musicians, and to put all of those sounds and everything together takes a certain amount of talent and skill. They're just not very good lyricists. They maybe look inside a little deeper and tell us what exactly how they got our backs, because otherwise it sounds like lip service, doesn't it? What it is, what it is not the technical prowess of it. It's technically all right? Like you said, right? What it is there's a little inauthenticity, and you don't really expound on how or where or why they got our back.
Well,
they say that all the time, don't they? Don't they say that shit all the time? Oh, excuse my language. Don't they say that stuff all the time? Like, I got you back, and then really when it comes down to it, do they? Is that something that's polite to say?
Now, as I said, the audiences have become a little more sophisticated than the retro 70s.
Yeah.
Quiet Storm, take over your segment.
Well, to give them, just a little just due, I thought they were lyrically all right. She did mention why she had his back, and he mentioned why he, appreciated that. But the two did not match. They shouldn't have been paired together. This should not have been a duo. This song did not require a duet. And her voice was very powerful, much more than his, so the certain things didn't match. But I can appreciate the love. And we have come to a breaking point. Nakia, please take us to break.
My pleasure. Up next, Shawnee's Sunshine Lounge. My interview with Chris and Voices from the Ethers. Please stay tuned.
Another day. Another restless night, crying myself to sleep. Another day of relentless phone calls from credit card companies demanding payment. Another day wondering if filing bankruptcy or getting one of those debt consolidation loans is the only way to go.
A friend said, stop crying. Call Sharon, the debt destroyer. Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy? No loans? Your credit card debt eliminated? I called Sharon, and her team of experts went right to work with a plan that made sense. I am sleeping peacefully, knowing my credit card debt is being destroyed and my credit is getting back on track. Have your credit card debt destroyed and get a good night's sleep. Contact Sharon, the debt destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. All right, now it's time to visit the lounge and my girl, Johnny the Poet. Take it away, Johnny.
Is in the building. Hey. Welcome to Shiny Sunshine Lounge, where we feature a mixture of goodies that will stimulate your mind and, maybe even having you tapping your feet. All right. So tonight we have this awesome poet, 9 Kartu, performing truthful, powerful words about digital life. Hey, DJ, that mic is hot.
Introducing the new Apple iPerson Complete with multi-touch and volume control. Doesn't it feel good to touch? Doesn't it feel good to touch? Doesn't it feel good to touch? My world is so digital, I have forgotten what that feels like. It used to be hard to connect when friends formed cliques, but it's even more difficult to connect now that cliques form friends. But who am I to judge? I face Facebook more than books face me, hoping to book face-to-faces. I update my status, 420 space to prove I'm still breathing. Failure to do this daily means my whole web-wide world will forget that I exist. But with 3,000 friends online, only 5 I can count in real life. Why wouldn't I spend more time in the world where there are more people that like me? Wouldn't you? Here, it doesn't matter if I'm an amateur person as long as I have a profile. My smile is 50% genuine and 50% genuine HD. You would need Blu-rays to read the whites of my teeth, but I'm not that focused. 10 tabs open, hoping my problems can be resolved with a 1600 by 1700 revolution. This is a problem with this evolution doubled over. We used to sit in treetops, so we swung down to stand upright, and someone slipped a disc. Now we're doubled over at desktops. From the Garden of Eden to the branches of Macintosh, apple picking has always come at a great cost. iPod, iMac, iPhone, iChat. I can do all of these things without making eye contact. We used to sprint to pick and store blackberries. Now we run to the Sprint store to pick blackberries. It's scary. I can't hear the sound of Mother Nature speaking over all that tweeting, and along with it is our ability to feel as it's fleeting. You would think these headphone jacks inject in the flesh the way we connect, the disconnect power on, so we are powerless. They got us love drugs like e-pills, so we e-trade, email, emotion like e-commerce, because now money can buy love for $9.95 a month. Click to proceed to checkout. Click to X out where our hearts once were. Click, I've uploaded this hug. I hope she gets it. Click, I'm making love to my wife. I hope she's logged in. Click, I'm holding my daughter over a Skype conference call while she's crying in the crib in the next room. Click, so when my phone goes off on my hip, I touch and I touch and I touch, because in a world where there are voices that are only read and laughter is never heard, I'm so desperate to feel that I hope the technologic can reverse the universe until the screen can touch me back, and maybe it will when our technology is advanced enough to make us human again.
Yes! Panel, that was 9 Kartu. If they get some snaps or some rotten tomatoes, I mean, I don't even think I need to go around to the table, but I want to hear your voices, so I'm going to do it anyway. Let's see. How about we start with Ronnie B?
Well, see, I'm still, I still got a phone that's corded. And snap, toe tap, and we got the production assistants got us his real name. It is Marshall Soulful Jones. So snap, toe tap the brother Marshall Soulful Jones, and we have the hottest poets, spoken word poets in the country in Houston, Texas. Shani the poet is one of the most, dominant, unique, talented poets on the scene, and coming from a hip place, I know that. And hey, I hang out with Spitface and old school, so you got to know both sides of the fence when you're dealing with them. And I got friends like Chris Swindler, so it's going on.
We won't hold this.
It's going on. But snap, toe tap.
Alrighty, I'm smiling. Can you my face is like ruby red. Stop. Okay, I'm hot. Where's my wine? Chris, what did you think about that? Snap, Rotten Tomatoes. What did you think?
Triple snap and a double flip. Marshall Jones, they featured him on a TEDx talk one time. Y'all ever watch TED Talks? They're kind of usually these talks that people do that are, something about enlightenment or growth or just, almost anything. But anyway, so I'm kind of familiar with this guy. I didn't recognize him until you said his name, and I went, oh, that guy. He's awesome. And, it's so weird. It's almost like, for me, when he's speaking these words, these visual images are popping, and it's so much a part of our life now, and it's freaking scary.
Yeah.
I envy Miss Vicky. She went to bed. She doesn't have to deal with it much, right? But we do.
Yep. That was super awesome. All right, Quiet Storm, my love.
Oh yes, he is definitely. That was really, 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 really great. I loved it, every bit of it. I don't want to take anything away from it. I can't wait to hear it again.
That's what's up. All right, Nikia.
He was hot.
Yes.
On my Facebook page, that dude was point, and I enjoyed that. I really, really did. When am I supposed to give? Snap.
Yes. All right. That's what's up. Darnell, what you got over there?
Oh, we snap. Toe tap. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, in my mind...
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Well, I'm over here dropping it like it's hot and snapping my fingers. Okay, I'm not dropping it like it's hot, but I was so... Just thought it sounded good. But that was such an awesome piece. Breath of fresh air. So enjoyed that. I'm snapping, toe tapping. Again, in my mind, I'm dropping it like it's hot. Anyway, we're going to leave that right there. I hope that you enjoyed the performance from Marshall Jones. Is that right?
Marshall Soulful Jones.
Soulful Jones.
Well, also Marshall Davis Jones, the same guy. Yeah.
Well, we hope that you enjoyed that performance. You can check him out on oldgrumpyhouston.com. It is now time to continue our awesome interview with Chris, Nakia, my love. Take it away.
Thank you, Shani. Wow. Chris, thank you for sharing and your willingness to be open and authentic. In this segment, we will learn more about Chris and some of the challenges he faces having his career and vision succeed and exceed all expectations. Okay, Chris, please share the aha moment when you knew in your heart of hearts that being a master event planner and hospitality professional was the right thing for you.
It's hard to pinpoint one particular aha moment. It seemed like they were all strung together in a short period of time, but I was, I had been in the hospitality business for about 10 years or so, and started doing some volunteer work with an organization and doing what we call a course supervisor. And I worked with them, completely without pay, but many, many hours over and over again. Ronnie did this as well. And sometime during that time, even though I thought I was the consummate hospitality professional, it was just a job. Sometime during there, the aha moment was the reason that I do this job. What drew me to this occupation to begin with was that I really, it's very gratifying to me to be of service to people. And it was during that volunteerism and being that supervisor, helping these people doing these transformational courses, that it dawned on me that's it's kind of like the thing that's right in front of your face but you never see.
Wow.
And, being of service was what was really drawing me to this. And so then it inspired me to be better not only as a course supervisor, but to really be in love with what I did for work. And just to bring that to being of service to people, to all of the clients that I worked with. And I've carried it on to this day, and it's always served me well.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
So what circumstances or people challenge you in having your career and the difference you make exceed all expectations? And what are you doing to overcome those obstacles?
Well, I mean, I hate to admit this. Often I make it about the corporate culture that I work within. But really that's just kind of a convenient lie that I use to get myself off the hook.
Okay.
I mean, sure, there are parameters that I am certainly restricted, or restrict certain aspects of how I can make a difference, or a positive difference with the people that I work with, for, and amongst in various different capacities, because my job has the people that my immediate under my supervision, the people that I'm associates all through the hotel industry, as well as various associations that I belong to, and other philanthropic or volunteer things that I do that all make a difference in various different ways. And so kind of what I've learned to do, because it is a challenge sometimes, corporations are not always open-minded or as, I don't mean to demonify them, but, they may not be as much in touch with, how you want to make a difference in the world for the people around you or anywhere, as you might be. So you have to find the little openings. You have to just find a place, ways to work within that culture. And if it gets to a point where it just really seems impossible, just look for another avenue, find another way, be like water, flow around it somehow. And there have been a couple of instances, one in particular, in hospitality career where I just said, this company is not going to accept this, and it's not going to work with them. There's, certain, people in place that are not open, and it might be better to, and that's what, sometimes you got to know this, it's the big difference, and it's a hard thing to really know, is when you got to just cut bait and go, and move to a different company that will, blossom or help you blossom the spirit of contribution that you want to make. And I take that from the very most personal level, and the people that I'm around, my family and friends, as well as my co-workers, all the way up to the people that supervise me, because they're all just human beings. And they all really should kind of just want one thing, to be loved, admired, taken care of, and felt secure. You do that with any human being anywhere on this earth, and all will be well.
Right. Absolutely. So, would you be willing to share a disappointment that involves working with others that still have you shake your head today? Something that really stands out to you that, the first thing that came to your head that made that impact in your life?
Wow. There's been a few. I think possibly one of the ones that affected me most at the time is when I had opened myself up, really laid myself bare and vulnerable with someone in sharing something about myself and my life, and having that person later on kind of use that against me.
Wow.
In a work situation. And even though I know this person, and many years later I ran into this person at a professional event, and of course she acted like she had just seen a long-lost friend. So, I knew this person really cared about me, like positively, but because of whatever misguided notion or who knows what, it still leaves me shaking my head to this day going, why did you do that? And, it is really a missing for me that I haven't gone back and communicated that to her. And I almost did, when I met her again 15 years later at a different function, but it was inappropriate to bring it up at that time. And often, sometimes, it might have all just been kind of made up by me. And that's where, I tell you what, the key to enlightenment is looking and going, well, maybe they didn't do something wrong. Maybe it was to me.
Wow. Okay.
Ronnie liked that, didn't he?
Wow. Okay, so please share a specific moment where your efforts and the memories of the work you and others did still bring a smile to your face today.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorites. So in this coursework we were doing, one of the guys that was in this course hadn't spoken to his father in 23 years. And I don't even remember the circumstances about why something his father had done to him. And this guy was in his probably late 30s, early 40s. And really nice guy. I liked him a lot. I coached him to, he came up to me in a break and asked for some coaching. And I said, well, I think you should just call your dad. You haven't spoken to him in almost 30 years. And don't you think it's about time? I mean, I don't know what went on, but I mean, dad's the only dad you got. Might as well have a conversation with him about it and tell him how you feel. And, you know, and he took the coaching, and he did, and he came back later, and he shared a little bit about it, but, you know, and I was moved at the time, but didn't think too much about it. And then about 3 weeks later, I was invited to a party at someone else's house, and on the couch was this guy, and next to him was about a 75 or 80-year-old man. And he said, Chris, I want to introduce you to my dad. Wow. Still brings tears to my eyes. And that's what it's all about. When you can make that kind of a contribution, it's a little contribution that I've made, but you know, it's where you stand for people to be able to have the life that they always wanted. When you stand for people like that, I mean, even the little action of saying, "Hey, go call your dad," makes a difference, and that work makes a difference. And this guy got his dad back after nearly 30 years, and the two of them looked like it was cute. It was so cute. They're together, you know. It's like he loved his dad. His dad loved him. I don't know what the hell happened 30 years ago, but anyway.
Wow.
That one will always stay with me.
Wow. Well, Chris, I know that you and I can definitely talk forever. But it's time to hear from our listeners. So, Quiet Storm, won't you take us on over there to the ethers and let us know what you hear?
Yes, ma'am. Well, we have our first feedback comment from our listening audience here, and this person writes, loved how Shawnee and Ronnie B started off the show. They were on fire. Brother Ishella was extremely inspiring. I loved his music. I hope he gets noticed by the right people. The interview with Mr. Moore was good, even though he sounded superficial. I have heard him hundreds of times, but never on the first interview. I was shocked how much a difference there was. Ronnie B and Nakia are amazing. You can really feel they are authentically engaged with each guest. Speaking of interviews, Quiet Storm had me in tears with her interview of Ishella. She wears her heart on her sleeves, but keeps on pushing. I love her. This was a great show. Everyone I have shared it with sounded amazing, especially my Extra Plus girls, Smooches, Shawnee, Snap Snap. And that was from one Joanne Reed. Joanne, we so appreciate you listening to our show and your comments. So please keep them coming. And we are on to our second voice, which is, well, this person writes, snaps to Shawnee's poem for the plus-size ladies. It was totally on point, had a lot of truth and power. My only concern is ladies using size as an excuse not to eat healthy and exercise. Every lady does not need to be a skinny mini. But diabetes and high blood pressure is for real. It was a joy listening to Ishella share his life and the insights he gained about himself and being powerful with the Creator. His music touched you and made you think, I hope it isn't too real for these folks out here. Quiet Storm has a way of letting the guests touch your heart by letting the guests touch her heart, and she is able to stay on point. She is the best. That was from Barbara Bosch. Hope I pronounced your name correctly. Barbara, well, we loved to hear what you had to say. And we have time for one more. And let's see. This person writes, triple snaps for Shawnee the Poet. She rocked. Love the interviews and music from Mr. Ishilla. Great show. That was from Brandon E. Weldom. And those are our voices from the ethers. Please keep them coming, ladies and gentlemen. We do enjoy them. Coming up is our break.
Coming up in the next segment, the finale with Chris, food and thoughts, and the prosperity work.
Oh, how special. Oh, beautiful, just beautiful. Oh, how adorable is that?
Edible Arrangements has a fresh fruit bouquet to make any occasion special. Our bouquets are made with fresh premium fruit, arranged in a variety of stunning displays. Make every occasion special with Edible Arrangements. Guys, the baby's over here.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay, yes. And don't even think about touching my edible arrangements.
For pickup or delivery nationwide, call 877-DO-FRUIT, 877-DO-FRUIT, or go to ediblearrangement.com. That's ediblearrangement.com. Yeah.
Oh, my. What a nice looking baby you got there.
Make all your special moments. Moments with Edible Arrangements.
Welcome back. We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money. And you better believe that we do it all with love. It is time for the finale. Quiet Storm, over to you.
Chris, it's a special treat having you on the show tonight, and I really am so very glad and enlightened from listening to you share so freely tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Quiet Storm.
Well, Chris, let me ask you, what challenges do you see lurking in the waters that will slow you down or even take you off the path from growing your entertainment career and having it succeed beyond expectations?
Basically, it's, these things are always there, they'll always be there, and you just have to confront them over and over again. Negative self-talk, blaming others, lack of careful planning, and lack of execution of your plans when you do make careful plans. So those things are always going to be there. They'll pop back up from time to time, and you just have to be aware of them and take them on because you've done them time and time again and not let them stop you. Does that make sense?
Made a hell of a lot of sense. In fact, you named three things there I can really relate to. So yes. Well, let me continue. Please share two pitfalls that you've seen people fall into when it comes to being consistent in their actions for growing their careers, wealth, health, or even well-being.
Sure. The biggest one is complacency. Complacency with life, even if it's not the life that they envision or it's not the life that you're happy with, but people become complacent with that mediocrity, and that's a huge pitfall. Another is really listening less than speaking. The pitfall is the other way around, speaking less than listening. In other words, people don't listen and really listen to people more than they're speaking or thinking about what they're going to speak or say. And that pitfall is a huge one. And I've learned this because being a salesman, if you're always interested in what you're going to say, you're going to fail as a salesman. What you really have to do is to learn to listen to what the people are telling you that they need, what the hidden things are even that they may not be able to communicate verbally to you. So that works in everyday life as well. You got to really listen carefully to people and hold your tongue and hold even thinking about what you're going to say. Just really get what they're saying.
Gotcha. Careful listening. Well, would you please share with us one practice that you use daily to keep yourself in action and focused on the result produce?
Well, most in the last 10 years, I'd say, maybe 15. What I've 12. Okay, I'll be exact. And now I recall the exact year I started this. I started scheduling pretty much everything that I could in my life, even my free time, and even time where I wasn't going to do nothing. I just schedule nothing time to do nothing, or whatever. And what happened from that, and I did through a course, and the course really takes it to the nth degree. I schedule every single minute of every single day, 24 hours for 7 days a week, just to see if you can do it. And then you learn to do it kind of in a more casual sense, or a sense that works for you, to be able to really see where you spend your time. The exercise helps distinguish that first. And so I could see where I spend a lot of time really probably wasted time, or if not wasted, it's not very productive. And there were things that I wanted to get done. There were things that I want to accomplish in life. There are people I want to help. There are all sorts of these things that are there to do, and because of who I am out there in the world, right? If you're going to work all that in and make it work, then you really have to work it out. It's just like trying to do a math problem with, or figure out a profit and loss statement without a spreadsheet. You couldn't do that. You have to kind of map it all out. And mapping it out has helped me gain more free time. I know it sounds crazy, but it really has. And it has had me be much more profitable in my business and more focused, because I spend the time doing the things that I need to do at that time. And, well, not always, but usually. You know what I mean? That's the one thing I could suggest for people.
Wow. Very, very, very useful. Well, what do you have on your plate, and how can our listeners learn more about the projects and activities that you're involved with?
Well, it's less so now than it has been in previous years, primarily because I'm kind of ramping down in some areas and fixing to ramp up in some other areas, because I'm getting to that age where I'm probably going to, I hate to call it retire, but maybe shift careers, because that's what we do now. We never retire. We always work till we're 100, right? But so right now, I'm involved in global business travel. Global Business Travel Association, I'm a big proponent of. And in that association, I'm part of the Political Action Committee and the Legislative Symposium, where we go and talk to our legislators about things that are good for business travel, which I'm in the hotel business and event planning, so that's part of my business. And it's also something that's kind of near and dear to me, because it's been in my lifeblood for so many years. I'm also a part of what they call the SMART team in my management company, which is an association or a collection, if you will, of directors of sales of various hotels across the country that are managed by this company. And we get together and determine the policies of the company, and also voice the concerns or issues from our fellow directors of sales from all sorts of other hotels within the company. So it's a really big opportunity. And then I'm, not that I'm not busy enough, but I also volunteer for the Democratic Party and Bernie Sanders for president right now. And I have 3 home improvement projects. I'm talking major projects, a waterfall on the fence. We'll go into there. 5 kids and 5 grandkids. Other than that, I don't have a thing to do.
Wow. Well, Chris, thank you for being on the show again, and thanks for being on Grow Your Mind and Money. Please come back and visit us again.
I would love to. This has been a blast. I love listening to your show. It's awesome.
Well, loved having you. Well, I wonder what special dish Nakia has whipped up for us on Food for Thought. Well, thank you. Unencumbered. Today, you can be unencumbered by your own shortcomings because you can choose to live your life beyond those shortcomings. You can decide right now not to continue the self-destructive habits. You can free yourself to think the thought and take the actions that will raise you above your past disappointment. The world will present plenty of challenges to you today, but you do not have to add to those challenges with your own attitude and behavior. In fact, you can put yourself in a position to welcome the challenges. You can welcome the challenges knowing you have what it takes to transform them into life-enriching achievement. You've always had control over the way you think and the way you act. Now, exercise that control to the fullest and most positive degree. This is your moment. This is your day. Energized by the power of your intention. Feel the lightness. Feel the possibilities. Feel the excitement of being free to soar. And do it. An action I see I can take for myself when it comes to the theme unencumbered is to relinquish the idea of having control over everything and accepting the ownership of those things that I can control. Over to Darnell for the prosperity work.
Thank you, Nakia.
Forgiveness. A great way to be free and powerful is to start with forgiveness. When we forgive ourselves and others, we create a space for divine good to enter. We allow the transforming power of divine wisdom to take root and alter the past, which creates the future that was previously impossible and improbable. The work. Create a list of 10 areas that you are putting up with something. tolerating, or feeling trapped. On separate sheets of paper, write the area at the top. Underneath that area, write the following affirmation until it fills every space, nook, and cranny of the page. I know, let go, worn out things, worn out conditions, and worn out relationships. Divine order is now established and maintained in me and in my world. I know, let go, worn out things, worn out conditions, and worn out relationships. Divine order is now established and maintained in me and in my world. Share your list with at least one person daily and invite them to participate. And remember, demand a miracle.
A world of peace and prosperity, one listener at a time. Until next time, grow your mind and your money, 'cause yeah, it's a beautiful thing